Welcome to Mainland Cycle Center's new vehicle department. Today we're going to take a look at a 2012 Kawasaki Mule 4010 Trans. This is in the Woodsman green. The Mule 4010 Trans is unique. Part of the reason we call it a Trans is because it will transform from having dual bench seats with a short bed to having a single bench seat with a long bed. That rear seat folds up and that bed extends. And one of the great things about the way Kawasaki does that is that it keeps the wheelbase short on the Mule compared to some of our competitors' crew cab models. It keeps that short so that you still have pretty good ground clearance going over terrain. So let's kind of show you how that seat folds up. On each side of the Mule there's a latch right here, and that latches that seat down. I've got them unlatched. There's a pull right here, and pull that, and the seat folds down. Once the back's folded down, the seat folds forward there, so you can see it's folded up. So this Mule's really only about this much longer than that distance of that seat there, longer than our regular single bench seat Mule. So you've got these little bed wings here that fold out, so you pull those out on each side. Like that. And then this back piece will pick up, it stabs right here into the bed, picks up, it's got a little peg hanging down, and it comes over here and it stabs here. So you'd move that whole piece forward, and then those latches on the side, where previously they latched to the seat here, now they latch to the bed there, and then it's got some little latches right in here that latch right into here. So it keeps it real rigid once it's transferred. So there you go, Mule 4010 Trans, and pretty cool feature. Kind of gives you the best of both worlds. They're nice and roomy in the back. Now once the seat is folded forward, then that allows your bed to dump. So that tilts your bed. There you go. And that also gives you access to the motor. This uses a 620cc V-twin fuel injected liquid cooled motor. These are a high compression, low RPM motor. The Mule has a top speed of about 25 miles an hour. So they're not fast, although that's fast enough for most anything you'd want to do. But they have lots of power, lots of torque with these motors. Another thing while we're back here we'll look at is right here on the cage is the air intake. There's one on this side and there's one over there on that side. So the air is intaked here, comes down this pipe into this filter. Now there's two. The one on the other side is for the engine intake. There's a filter right over there, and there's a pipe that comes in that goes right into the intake. Here's your fuel injection, here's your front cylinder, here's your rear cylinder. But we intake the air up here high. On this side, the filter is for the torque converter. Here's your torque converter. We circulate air through the torque converter to keep it cool, and we filter the air we circulate through there. And then we intake that air up here high, because there's cleaner air up high, less dust up high. So a snorkel air intake on these. Pretty cool. Alright, let's fold that back down. Alright. So there you go, back into the two-seat mode. It's got a nice little handle here on the back. Diamond plate floor. Here's your parking brake. These do have seat belts. There. Take a look at some of the controls. These are an automatic transmission, so you've just got a gas pedal and a brake pedal. You've got high, low, and reverse. So you've got high, neutral, low, and reverse. And you just move your shifter through the gate. Selectable two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive we have here. You just squeeze that and pull it down. That puts you in four-wheel drive. Now on these we recommend that you only use the four-wheel drive when you need four-wheel drive. Meaning if you've got good traction, you don't need four-wheel drive. We don't want you to drive it down the street in four-wheel drive. Okay? These also have a locking and unlocking rear differential. So here's your rear differential control, unlock, pull it down to lock. And that controls the rear differential. With the rear end unlocked, basically you've got one wheel driving. With it locked, that locks up the rear end and there's no slippage between those rear wheels. And you can drive it locked all the time. It won't hurt the mule at all. But if you're driving on a hard surface, it's going to wear out the tires a little faster with it locked. If you're driving in your yard on the grass, it'll tear the grass a little bit. But if you need the traction, by all means lock it in. So what you would do is lock your differential first, and then if you need more traction, put it in four-wheel drive. Got a horn there. Got oil pressure warning light, temperature warning light, parking brake warning light, just tells you the parking brake's on. DFI is digital fuel injection, and then there's a power steering fault light. Hour meter, 12-volt power outlet there. Got a glove box there, and then there's another glove box on this side. Drink holders, one there, one on the other side. And then you do have front storage compartment right here. So that hood opens and there's front storage compartment. Now that's your coolant reservoir right here for the cooling system. These are liquid cooled. These are fuel injected, so they start right up and run real nice. We'll crank it up for you. Starts right up. These also have power steering, so the steering is very easy. But you know, the older mules with the carburation really just didn't do so great sometimes until they got warmed up real good. And these, really, the fuel injection has turned these units around. They're 100% better. Dual headlights. You can mount a winch on these. That winch would mount right up here in the front. There's your radiator in there. It's got 23-inch tall tires. We can do lift kits and wheel and tire kits on these. Here's your fuel fill right here. The gas tank is underneath this seat. This is the front seat. This picks up. There's your gas tank. And then over there you've got your battery, fuses, relays, that kind of stuff. Okay. There you have it. So that's a pretty good look. Let's look at the rear end and the suspension on these. Got it's a semi-independent rear suspension, and so it'll allow the axle to move like this, and then it has a receiver hitch on it right there. You just plug a drawbar in it, and I believe that's 1.25 inch hitch receiver. It's got the dual headlights, tail lights, excuse me, with brake lights. Tailgate opens on the back, just like that. It's all steel bed. These are rated at 400 pounds in the bed in the short bed mode, and then they're rated 800 pounds in the bed in the long bed mode. And the reason that's different is because they're kind of assuming that you'd have passengers in it, and so they're allowing for 200-pound passengers. And these are rated at 1,200 pounds towing capacity. Alright. So there you have it. That's the 2012 Mule 4010 Trans in the Woodsman Green. And we've got a great price on these right now. And we'd love to help any way that we can. So give us a call. We are Mainland Cycle Center. Our website is mainlandcyclecenter.com. Our phone number is 409-948-4969. Let us know how we can help. We'd love to do it. Thanks for watching our video.